Good morning, the sun rising on a new day. I was thinking a little earlier of a story I read years ago about John Kennedy when he was first elected president in 1960. And he rang around world leaders asking for advice, and talking to the then British Prime Minister Harold Macmillan, he asked him where the dangers lurked. And Mr. Macmillan replied with events, dear boy, events. And it's true, isn't it? Things can change in a heartbeat. On the morning of September 2001, commuters were driving to work in New York. People were going about their daily lives. Then the two planes crashed into the towers and the world changed. On December 7, 1941, they were waking to a new day in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. A little after 7, the Japanese Air Force attacked, killed 2,403, and America was pitched into World War II. And the world changed. Last Sunday, our world changed here in Australia. People were going about their lives, happily spending time with their families. And then those scenes that we will never get out of our mind unfolded. So our world, our nation's world, our historic landscape changed forever. No one will ever go to Bondi Beach again and not think about what we saw that day. It's etched into our national consciousness. And in politics, things changed. You know, you think back just 1 week and the Labor government was dominant. Anthony Albanese was in charge in Parliament and outside it. He's never been particularly liked, popularity down in the 30s, but he's a very competent politician and a decent man. And he was heading for an easy victory at the next election, and probably the one after that. The opposition was a mess. And then last Sunday unfolded. And there are those who are saying people shouldn't be playing politics now. But this is the precise time for playing politics. And those who say that know it full well. Because we need to understand as a country what role politics had in the tragedy that unfolded. What role did the policies that we've been pursuing play? I would argue, and I think many are arguing the same thing, that they played a large role. If you let hate go unchecked, if you let these hate preachers spread their venom week after week after week and do nothing about it, no sanction, then of course that's going to play a role. And now as a country, we will have that debate belatedly, but it will happen. Josh Frydenberg, of course, gave that compelling speech a couple of days back at Bondi Beach, and he's now being talked about possibly returning to federal politics. I would only suggest that if he is going to return, it shouldn't be at the next election. It needs to be before the next election. There needs to be a by-election. Mr. Frydenberg needs to get in, become leader. That would be the only reason to get back in, to lead the Liberal Party at the next election. So he must get in before the election. I recall back in 1983, when Labor looked certain to beat Malcolm Fraser's tired government, Bill Hayden was the leader. And he was replaced at the start of that campaign by Bob Hawke. And afterwards, Bill Hayden said, and he was a terrific man, Bill Hayden, liked him a lot, went on to become our Governor General, of course. He said, a drover's dog could have won that election. Well, a drover's dog could have won that election, but could it have won the next few elections and governed until 1996? That's one of the questions the Liberal Party will need to sort out amongst themselves as a nation. Our political parties sort out their policies that address this most momentous moment, this tragic moment in our history. It's very important they play politics and get it right for the country's sake. Have a great day.